I can become a swordsman after being single for 20 years. However, when he was 19 years old, he was forcibly recruited as his son-in-law by the sect's holy daughter. Everyone is envious of me for climbing a high branch. I really envy her for marrying into such a wealthy family. Little did I know that my kendo aura would disappear from now on. Just when I feel like I have no chance to become a sword god in this life, she asked me to marry her in the past. You suddenly want to sever ties with me and kick me out of the house. Everyone really can't understand. The genius Uncle Shen Yuyao worked so hard to get back. Why can't I lift the sword after getting married? Could it be that the eldest lady is too powerful? This is an event where the sword is the most important thing. My name is Jiang Jing. This is the eldest son of the elf Jiang family. I have awakened to the single sword god system since I was a child. As long as I stay single for 20 years. Become an invincible sword god. Achieve invincible swordsmanship. It is precisely because of this system. I have shown talent in kendo since I was a child. In just a few years, the Jiang family became a wealthy elf family. However, she was targeted by Shen Yuyao because of this. She is the eldest daughter of the landlord Shen family. Designed to drug me at a party. Finally showed up to me. Out of a responsible attitude, I finally agreed to join the Shen family. The price is that I lose my swordsmanship talent. When I first entered the Shen family, everyone greets me with a smile. Because at that time, Emperor Qing of the Shen family refused to accept. None of the younger generation can hold up the scene. And I still had the golden elixir cultivation level with me at that time. But after losing my talent, I felt there was no hope for the future. So I decided to transform into a coach. I rely on my previous cultivation and understanding. Teach the younger generation of the Shen family everything they have. 3 years have passed in the blink of an eye. The Shen family is full of talents. Relying on many golden elixir masters, momentum surged in surrounding areas. Became the leader in the surrounding area. But because of excessive consumption of my source, I can't get the supplement of seeing the charm. Completely reduced to a useless person. I wanted to live in the Shen family for the rest of my life. Who knew that the Shen family would add insult to injury? Watching me dripping with water. The entire Shen family is becoming more and more dissatisfied with me. I feel like I don't deserve to enjoy my family's resources. Not even worthy of being a son-in-law. It just so happened that Shen Yuyao was promoted to Jin Dan Zhenren. The Shen family just wanted to use the topic to their advantage. Let Shen Yuyao and I break off our engagement. Also look for new backers. On the day of the clan ceremony, the second elder of the Shen family took the lead in attacking. He slapped the table, scolded loudly. Interpreted, your genius husband has made no progress at all. Are you worthy of your family's support? As soon as these words came out, the whole clan will be in an uproar instantly. Everyone turned around. Everyone's eyes turned to me. Shen Yuyao was so frightened that her face turned pale. Turning to Father Shen for help. Father Shen sat in the main seat with a calm expression. Light beard. Echoed slowly. Yes, Xiaoyao. The reason why I agreed to your marriage in the first place. It's because you said this person is about to become a hero. Who knew 3 years had passed? This is about to make no progress but retreat. Keep her now. It will only delay Shen's retreat. Shen Yuyao lowered her head after being told. Dare not look into father's eyes. And him sitting in Morway, without saying a word. There is no wave in my heart. Seeing that I am motionless. After all, the Shen family is still a little bit unable to sit still. The great elder stood up. Look at me with contempt. General. You don't have to act stupid. Remember that you have also contributed to my Shen family. He'll give you a decent. Don't humiliate yourself. I raised my head and glanced at Da Chanzhen. It was he who personally welcomed me into the Shen family 3 years ago. Now he is also saying that he wants to give me some dignity. I snorted coldly. Turn your attention to Shen Yuyao. He is sitting in front with his head down. Expressionless. No one knows what he thinks. Disgraceful. It doesn't matter what you said. Let Shen Yuyao tell me personally. A genius of the Shen family. He even walked directly in front of me, point to my nose and say, General, don't be shameless. As you are now. Are you still the same person you were 3 years ago? Hurry up and take the initiative to break off the engagement. She is from the younger generation of the Shen family now. One of the golden elixirs. 3 years ago it was just a foundation building monk with mediocre qualifications. To achieve today's cultivation level, it was all improved by my own hands. See the mind. Want me to say? She should have been kicked out a long time ago. These years. She wasted her family. How many good resources. Now our eldest lady. Break through the golden elixir. Finally able to get rid of the burden. My sight passes through the crowd. Deputy Shen in the main seat had no expression on his face. No intention of stopping it at all. The elders of the Shen family also began to close their eyes and meditate. They all acquiesced to the Shen family's attack on me. In their eyes, I have become useless and have no use value anymore. My eyes passed over the genius who just spoke. Finally, it slowly stopped on Shen Yuyao. At the Pear Blossom Banquet 3 years ago. It was carefully designed by her. At the expense of one's own innocence. Let me move into the Shen family. At that time, I still foolishly believed that this was love. With only one final step left. Willing to give up his island-building skills. Came to Shen's house alone. He alone held up the sky for this declining wealthy family. Later, he even consumed his own origins. Just to bring the Shen family back to life. I thought that would discredit. How can I be kind to the Shen family? The end result. The Shen family is just using me nakedly. This is the thought. I ask one last time. Matters of reconciliation. Is this your original intention, Shen Yuyao? That's right. Nearly. The relationship between you and me is broken. From today. You and me. With the Shen family. No more relations. There is no emotion in the cold eyes. But still avoided my sight. Just a few sentences. But it makes my heart no longer tied. I just felt like some shackles in my heart suddenly shattered. A voice that had been silent for 3 years resounded. Broken host relationship detected. Whether to restart the single sword god system. I was stunned for a moment. It turns out that the system has not abandoned me in the past 3 years. But quietly lurking beside me. Look at me suddenly stunned. The purple-robed genius just now spoke rudely again. I heard there is no Jian. Are you giving up now? For the sake of our previous friendship. How about I take you in as my servant? Ha 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 ha. After saying that, he laughed to himself. I looked at him as if he had taken advantage of me. I couldn't help but feel confused at the corner of my mouth. I let out a breath. Respond to the system silently in your heart. Yes, the mechanical sound sounded again. Host response detected. Conditions met. The single fitness system is being restarted. Start recycling and see the charm. A faint suggestion began to awaken within me. The foundation that has been constantly worn out over the past 3 years has begun to recover. The corners of my lips slowly raised into an egg-like sneer. Very good. Very good. Since Shen Yuyao personally said that you want to cut off the relationship, then I, Jiang Jin, am not obsessed with the relationship between men and women. People. Next, I want to get back everything I have lost in the past 3 years. I stood up slowly under the attention of the Shen family. Although my figure was thin, a cold feeling suddenly appeared in the main hall of the Shen family. I suppressed the noise in the entire hall and stopped for an instant. The children of the Shen family were startled by me, as if they had seen the scene from 3 years ago again. Me. Don't be scared by this kid. You really think Jiang Jin is still the genius he was back then? Now, he is nothing more than a useless person lingering on. I looked at the Shen family members who had calmed down a little. He said calmly, in the past 3 years, I have been taken care of by the Shen family. But I have also trained dozens of golden elixirs for you. It's also a matter of merit and demerit. Now we don't owe each other anything. I look around. Finally, his eyes rested on Deputy Shen. Since your Shen family wants to drive me away today, then wait until I step out of Shen's house one day. You are no longer worthy of my sword. From now on, there is no longer a son-in-law of the Shen family in the world. Only about a day. Finished. I raised my hand and waved. An invisible energy swept out. That purple-robed genius who was clamoring before. He was instantly blown away by a violent force. Hit the electric pole hard. Vomiting blood at the mouth and unable to get up again. The whole place fell silent for a moment. After a moment of silence, the second elder of the Shen family looked frightened. He recognized that this is my unique sword energy. He quickly stood up and walked towards the electric pillar to check. Finally I couldn't help but ask. Jiang Jin, you useless person. How can you still have such sword energy? I am not passing through Manhua. The rest of the Shen family also looked at me in disbelief. Everyone is thinking why. I can still explode with such strong power. Could it be that the genius from back then is coming back? Jiang Ye. How dare you do it again? But there is no one in the Shen family who deceives me. Let's talk about his grey sleeves. A soaring sword energy rushed towards me. I stood still and didn't move, smiled slightly. In the blink of an eye, the great elder's sword energy is like a mud cow entering the sea. So what? What can your Shen family do to me? After saying that, I won't look at the Shen family again. Turn around and walk out of the Shen family hall. When the great elder saw me waving my hand, you can stop him from charging up a blow. The eyes are a little cloudy and uncertain. Don't know what I'm thinking about. Suddenly, no one in the audience dared to stop me. At this time, the sky outside the door was gloomy. There are strong winds howling by. I looked up at the dark clouds in the sky. There was once a 20-year-old invincible sword god record before me. I didn't cherish it. But now God has given me another chance. Then I will hold it firmly in the palm of my hand. I looked back at the Shen family hall. A building that once felt tall and majestic. Now I feel like it's just a floating relic. I am clothed in thousands of towns. Suddenly feel the world is wide. See you soon. All of a sudden, countless Shen family disciples rushed out. Look up and find out who the lucky sword master is. Shen family. I will come back. After saying that, I turned around and left with my sword on my hands. Look at my back as I leave gracefully. Everyone in the Shen family was stunned. Father Shen, who witnessed all this with his own eyes, looked livid. He has examined my body countless times in the past 3 years. It can be said that he is the person who knows my physical condition best. He was extremely convinced that my spiritual power had long been exhausted. But just now I easily neutralized the Great Elder's sword energy. Later, it was even easier to attract Wen Jian Chaozong. Don't worry about rumors from the outside world. Your top priority now is to break through the middle stage of Jindan. Sword sect selection will be held in 2 days. By then the geniuses will be everywhere. My father will find you a good match again. Give me another 100 years of luck for the Shen family. Detect host single status reset successfully. Seeing that luck continues to be recovered. In the blink of an eye, all the spiritual energy from the surrounding world rushes towards you. My cultivation also began to improve rapidly, flying all the way from the middle stage of Jindan to the peak of Yuanyin. I feel the abundant spiritual energy in my body. There was a hint of coldness in the eyes. The Shen family's divorce. Keep it in mind first. I will definitely have retribution in the future. First things first. Just go back to the elf Jiang family after 3 years of absence. After the pear blossom banquet that year, in order to join the Shen family as soon as possible, I left very suddenly. I don't know how the Jiang family is doing now. As the saying goes, wealth never returns to its hometown. Walking at night like brocade clothes. Now my strength is back. It's time to revive the Jiang family. Not even half an hour. The entire Jinling city outline appeared in my eyes. The prosperous Jiang family courtyard in the past. Now there is no one left. Never again. The grand occasion when I was still in the Jiang family. It's obviously noon. The door of the Jiang family is closed. Outside the mansion, there are also a few stubborn boys. He is making fun of the Jiang family. Words full of contempt. I heard people say. Then the one from the Jiang family pours tea. Door. You can even sneak around. At this time, all the elders and clan members were looking aggrieved. But dare to be angry but dare not speak out. I sweep it with divine poetry. I found this weak Jiang family. I can find a strong person with golden elixir. I felt a little sad for a moment. Has the Jiang family's strength actually declined like this? Seeing those stubborn disciples becoming more and more arrogant. A cold and majestic voice suddenly resounded over the entire Jiang family mansion. Are you kidding me that there is no one in the Jiang family? I will be back soon. Who dares to be presumptuous? The words just fell. I fell from the sky in white clothes. There is pride in the eyebrows. A few stubborn laughter stopped abruptly. I feel an inexplicable chill in my heart. I glanced at several people coldly. The invisible sword intent around the body quietly spreads out. Make everyone breathe in unison. The stubborn laughter outside the door also stopped abruptly. You'll take a closer look. The person at the head is Li Hu, the legitimate son of the Li family. It was he who kicked the Jiang family's door just now. He even spat in front of the door, loudly scolded the Jiang family for being a ruined family, said that I will soon be a useless person. But at this moment, he seemed to be frozen. His face turned from red to white, from white to green again. Pimple-sized sweat beads also began to appear on my forehead. The whole person I didn't speak, just silently uncovering the cultivation base. Quietly released the sword and suppressed it. Soon, the followers next to Li Hu immediately knelt down. One even got his pants wet. Only Li Hu is still holding on and refusing to fall. But his whole body began to tremble uncontrollably. I glanced at them coldly. The pressure of the sword made their meridians sting, like being pierced by thousands of arrows. A follower in the middle wanted to run away immediately. But the surrounding space is suppressed by my spiritual power. They can't run away even if they want to. Li Hu sat down with his teeth chattering. The limit has obviously been reached. But he is the legitimate son of the Li family after all. Li Jiao is used to it on weekdays. Now I'm still holding on and not falling down. Crazy in vain. You are just a gangster made out of body armor. If I knock you, you can tickle me. I'm too lazy to listen to his harsh words. Just raise your hand and point your finger. A little bit of sword energy at your fingertips sounds like a thin needle. This time, it hit Li Hu's left shoulder. The whole person was blown away by this finger. Fell heavily in the middle of the street. Immediately the blood flowed from the shoulder. He was rolling on the ground in pain. My left arm seems to have no feeling. Can't move at all. This is all because of the meridians on his left shoulder. Pricked with precision by my finger. They all started to beg for mercy loudly. Spare your life. Mr. Jiang, please spare my life. It's all Xiao Lei's fault. Xiao Lei never dares to come again. I can only know that I am wrong. Not favored. Possible. Absolutely impossible. You are not responsible for Zai Zonggan. In the news released by the Shen family, didn't I say that you are useless? How can you still use this sword energy? The tone is full of disbelief. If the Shen family says I am a useless person, just believe it. I can kill you with just a snap of my fingers. But I didn't say anything more. Just say a word lightly. Roll. This word carries my advice. In the ears of those four people, my voice is like a shielding thunder. It shocked them so much that they were frightened. The four of them were so frightened that they immediately fled in panic. I turned around, looking up at the closed door of the Jiang family. The door in my memory that once filled my heart with fright. Now it is mottled on all sides. The copper ring at the door still has the spit that Li Hu just spit on. I frowned slightly. Raise your hand and wave. I saw a sword energy passing by. Stains on the copper ring disappear immediately. Hear the shouting outside the door. Gradually return to calm. It seems like the people outside have left. Why don't you go out and pee? The pig and chicken door was opened from the inside. Young master, you are back. Jiang family members came out one by one. They look at me. The face is full of formations. Someone spoke softly, as if afraid of disturbing something. The moment you step into the mansion, my steps paused. When I left here 3 years ago, the Jiang family is at its most prosperous period. At that time, there were cars and horses in front of the door like a dragon. Guests welcome in the courtyard. Every day, people come to see me with invitations. There are always people giving heavy gifts in an attempt to build relationships. Just because I was the #1 genius among elves at that time. He is also the young master of the Jiang family. These people think highly of me. So I am willing to invest in my future. Now, the gaps between the green bricks in the yard are filled with weeds. Most of the paint on the wooden pillars of the cloister has peeled off. There is not even a decent nursing home in this mansion. The whole mansion looks like a twilight old man. I feel like I'm hanging on with only one breath left. I can't tell what it feels like. Just when I was standing there in trance, a familiar figure rushed out from the side yard. Young master. Pounce on me. Young master. You are finally back. Her shoulders shook violently. I thought I couldn't see you. I cried so hard that I couldn't speak for a while. I stretched out my hand to help her up. She looks thinner than 3 years ago. There is a hint of exhaustion in the eyes that cannot be concealed. I said softly, "Get up. Take me to see my father." Qinghe wiped away his tears. Nodded. She leads the way. Talk to me while turning around. The whole process was very fast. It's like I want to say all the things I've been holding in for 3 years. Young master, the Jiang family has completely changed since you left. After the pear blossom feast that year, you suddenly moved into the Shen family. The master sat at home for 3 days and 3 nights. Didn't say a word. Later, the Shen family specially sent someone to deliver the letter. Said it was written by you yourself. It says not to contact you again. Don't disturb your life in the Shen family. I heard this. The steps paused. I have never written any letters. I remember being very rushed the day I left. I only had time to leave a message to my father. He said he was going to Shen's house. Tell dad not to worry. So it seems. So-called handwritten letters. 80% of it was forged by the Shen family. On the side, Qin He is still talking. After the young master leaves, the family has no backbone. Those guest elders, they were all invited by you back then. This time you leave, they all also had different thoughts. Some took advantage of family resources and ran away. Some turned around and joined other families. And also put the bottom line of our Jiang family. All sold. Hearing this, my fingers slowly clenched. The small forces that originally relied on the Jiang family, they all also defected. Our competitors. During that time, I came to stir up trouble every day. Then what? How to deal with it later? I was forced from behind and there was nothing I could do. The master even sent people to look for the Shen family. After all, the young master is already the son-in-law of the Shen family. But the Shen family doesn't even let you in. He also beat up the people who were sent there. I closed my eyes. I finally see clearly what the Shen family is planning. It was never me they wanted. All they want is what's in me to see the rest. So as early as the moment of pursuit, they plan to eat me up. So not only will they not help the Jiang family behind my back, he will also take the opportunity to strike. I won't let the Jiang family have any contact with me. I'm just afraid that one day he'll remember my old love. Make them lose control. Later, my family really can't stand it any longer. The old patriarch convened a meeting of the whole clan, said to give it a try. They want to pool all the resources of the entire clan, forcibly cultivate a golden elixir to support the scene. Not to mention the golden elixir. In the end, there was really no way. The old patriarch could only force a breakthrough by himself. But in the end, I got lucky in longevity. My steps suddenly stopped. Laozu Chang Jiangyuan is my father's younger brother. He is also the last Jindan master of the Jiang family. How is the old patriarch doing now? The old patriarch left last year. When leaving, I can't even get a life-sustaining pill at home. My fists slowly clenched. The knuckles are a little white. So how is my father doing now? The master's health is no longer good either. After the old patriarch left, it's all up to the master to support this family. He had old injuries. In the past 3 years, I have worked hard day and night. Lifespan is also on the verge of being exhausted. My chest feels so tight that it hurts. My father is less than 60 this year. According to Brother Chu Ji's life expectancy, he should be in his prime now. But it has been endured to this point. I quickened my pace. Go to father's yard. Qinghe trotted behind to keep up. He even explained it to me on the way. The Jiang family's current business situation. In the past, the Jiang family's drug stores were all over Jinling. There are 12 in the city alone. Now only the south of the city remains. There is also a small unit number shop, barely maintaining the import and export of goods. All the steam houses are gone. Those big orders have long been snatched away by others. The only one still holding on. It's the old museum you set up back then. The apprentices are almost gone now. There are only 7 or 8 veteran students left guarding. Young master, Qinghe suddenly stopped. It seems like I have made a lot of determination. The slave has something to say. I don't know whether to say it or not. Say. Among those families who swallowed up the Jiang family's business, how many are you familiar with? The Zhao family, the Li family, the Qian family, these are nothing. The one that ate up more than half of Jiang's pharmacy business. She paused. It's the Qiao family. There was a moment in my heart. I wonder how it could be the Qiao family. There was irrepressible hatred in Qingge's voice. And the one who hits hardest. It's your childhood sweetheart. What did you say? I thought I heard it wrong. Yes. That's Miss Qiao. Qinghe said word by word. These 3 years. It was she who took the Qiao family. Take our Jiang family's pharmacy. Swallow it away bit by bit. Because of this, the master was so angry that he vomited and had diarrhea several times. I stand where I am. I couldn't digest the news for a while. This is impossible. Qingyu doesn't look like this kind of person. Young master, people will change. 3 years. Who can tell clearly? I'm not talking. Just walking silently to my father's yard. But my heart can calm down. Xiao Qingyu and I were childhood sweethearts who grew up together. Her father was so kind to me. Starting from when I can run and jump. I often play back and forth between the two families. My voice is hoarse. Qinghe. So how is Qingyu doing lately? She is now the vice president of Jinling Chamber of Commerce. In full swing. I heard that the Qiao family is in her hands. It has more than tripled in the past 3 years. The industries below are all over the surrounding areas of Jinling. Everyone says, the Qiao family has such a daughter. It was our ancestors who burned the incense. I didn't make a sound for a long time after listening. I take a deep breath. Go see your father first. Qinghe nodded. Continue to lead the way. Go through 2 corridors. We came to my father's yard. 2 old lanterns hang at the entrance of the courtyard. The words on the lantern have faded. I opened the door. There was a strong smell of medicine in the room. My father Jiang Wenju is leaning on the bedside with his eyes closed to relax. Qinghe called softly. Master. The young master is back. Father's eyes opened suddenly. The cloudy eyes glowed. His voice was trembling. Jinna. Is it you? I quickly walked to the bed. Dad. It's me. Father stretched out his withered hand. Touch my face tremblingly. 2 lines of turbid tears slowly fell from the corners of my eyes. I hold his hand. I want to slowly introduce my spiritual power into his body. My father also held my hand tightly, reluctant to let go for a long time. I spoke in a low voice. The child's spiritual power is recovering. Father, please take care of yourself with peace of mind. Leave the rest to the children. Father nodded. There are still tears in the corners of my eyes. But he laughed. Good. It'll be good if my son comes back. Just when I was about to let my father rest for a while, there was a rush of footsteps at the door of the courtyard. A servant of the Jiang family rushed in a panic. His face was full of panic. Not good. Young Master Yang Xingguan asked to see him outside the door. As soon as this name came out, the room suddenly became quiet. Father frowned. Qingge's face also darkened. Yang Xingguan. The corners of my mouth curled up unconsciously. The name. I haven't heard it in 3 years. Yang Xingguan was my classmate at the Elf Academy back then. He is from the Yang family of elves. He is also a swordsman genius. Outstanding talent since childhood. It's a pity. I've been crushing him since he was 5 years old. Whether it's Jianhui or Wu Kao, he could only finish second. What drives him crazy the most is, he has liked Xiao Qingyu since he was a teenager. He confessed his love 3 times in front of everyone. As a result, they were all rejected by Xiao Qingyu. He blamed it on me. Think I stole Qingyu's heart. Since then, he regards me as his lifelong enemy. Shout everywhere. The day I entered the Shen family, I heard that he held a banquet at the Yang family's house for 3 days to celebrate. I didn't expect that after I returned to Jinling. He was the first person who came to see me. I tapped my fingers on the table unconsciously. Let him in. I'd like to see it. What medicine is he selling in his gourd? The servant responded and left. Dad, you should rest first. This kind of person doesn't deserve your presence. Father sighed. I straightened my clothes and towels. Go to the living room. Sit down on the main seat. Not long after, there was a sound of footsteps outside the corridor. Yang Xingwen walked in. He was wearing a black brocade robe. There is a long sword at the waist. Proud face. Chin raised slightly. Followed by 2 servants. Judging from the aura, he has reached the middle stage of foundation building. As soon as I walked in, his eyes swept around the entire living room. I looked at Shenxi in the hall one by one. The eyes are full of strong wind. In the end it fell on me. He snorted coldly. Then he smiled contemptuously. Don't wait for me to say hello. Keep still and walk to the guest seat. Pulled up a chair and sat down. The whole person leaned back lazily. Crossed one's legs. Come and be safe. Jiang Qing. His voice was full of pride. Not seen for 3 years. So spicy. Why are you acting like this? When you moved into Shen's family 3 years ago, Did you ever think it would be today? I didn't speak, just look at him. Yang Xingwen told me to ignore him. Not angry either. Instead, he laughed louder. How? The feeling of being kicked out by Shen Yuyao is not good enough, right? I heard that the Shen family did this in front of a full house of guests. Let you get out of the Shen family. He clicked his tongue twice, shook his head. This matter will probably spread throughout Jinling City tomorrow. At that time, whether it is the Jiang family or you, it will become a joke in the whole town. I raised my hand and interrupted him. Are you finished? If you came to my door today just to say these words, then please come back. He was interrupted by me, not angry. Instead, he put away his smile. Pretending to be sincere, he leaned forward and whispered, Jiang Jin, I'm here to tell you some news today. 3 days later, Sword Sect selection starts. I have a thought. Think about it without revealing anything. This is an event that only happens once every 10 years. All the swordsman geniuses in the world will go there. The selected candidates will rise to the top in one step. He said this, paused on purpose. Then he reached out and gently covered his mouth. It's like I remembered something I shouldn't have said. I looked at him. Already know what he is going to play. Sure enough, he raised his head, revealing a face full of hypocrisy. Look at my sign. I forgot. Our former top elf genius. Now he is a useless person. I can only go to the sword sect selection and be a spectator. After saying that, he laughed to himself. The two servants also agreed with a smile. I looked at him like this. I already understand 7 to 8 points in my heart. This guy is here today. Apart from ridicule, just came to test me. See if I can pose a threat to him now. People like Yang Xingwen are the most suspicious. He wants to confirm with his own eyes that I am a useless person. Only then can you feel at ease to participate in the selection of Jianzhong. Understand his purpose. My heart calmed down instead. Very good. Since you want to see, then I'll show it to you. I deliberately lowered my eyes. Shoulders slumped slightly. The whole person looks like his energy has been drained away. There is a trace of loneliness on the face. Make a selection. What does it have to do with me? I paused. There is weakness in the voice. It's like it's hard to pronounce words. I have lost all my strength now. Meridian damage. He is already a useless person. Don't talk about participating in the selection. Even the physical strength is gone. Speaking of which, I coughed twice first. Then he deliberately covered his chest, to pretend to have unsteady breath. Yang Xingwen's eyes lit up. His body obviously leaned forward. Look at me carefully. I coughed twice more. The last trace of concern in Yang Xingwen's eyes. I just picked up those losers from the Li family. I was just intimidated by your lingering threat 3 years ago. Now I see you with my own eyes. I feel relieved. He stood up. Look at me condescendingly. Eyes full of pleasure. Had known so, you shouldn't have competed with me for Qingyu in the first place. If it weren't for you, early in the morning, I am a member of the Yang family. I wouldn't have been suppressed by you for so many years. Okay now. This is all your own fault. I didn't speak, still lowering his head. Don't let others see my expression. Yang Xingwen holds his hands behind his back. He hid 2 steps in front of me. I'll tell you another news. After the selection of Jianzhong, I'm going to propose marriage to the Qiao family. By then, finally, just open your eyes and watch carefully. I raised my head and glanced at him. Yang Xingwen seemed to be uncomfortable with this look. First he snorted coldly. Then turn around and leave. Don't forget to look back and leave a sentence. Yang Jin, be your useless person. You're just watching from the audience as I show off my talents in the Jianzhong selection process. He left laughing. 2 servants followed closely behind. I sat on the main seat and didn't move for a long time. Until the yard is completely quiet. I just said something quietly in my heart. Pretty clown. However, this selection of Jianzhong, I really want to go. As for the Qiao family's affairs, I will ask Qingyu personally. Just then, father walked in with a cane. Dad. Why did you come out? I quickly got up and helped him. Father waved his hand. Let Qinghe help him sit down. Several elders also sat on both sides. I looked at them. Everyone has the same thing written on their face. Have worries and expectations. Still hesitate to ask. I know what they want to ask. So I spoke first. What do you want to ask? Father opened his mouth. In the end I couldn't hold it back. He stood up from his chair. Come to me, Jinga. It's being spread outside now. He said that your spiritual power was exhausted after 3 years in the Shen family. Already reduced to a useless person. Is this rumor true? I looked at my father. He is less than 60 years old. The hair is completely white. Those are the traces left by a forced breakthrough. I feel weak. Then he quickly regained his composure. Dad. Rest assured, this rumor may not be true. After saying this, I stood up. The newly restored cultivation level in the body, slowly released. Buttocks slightly pressed silently. Spread out from me. It was just a wisp at the beginning. Then it was like a desperate flood. The whole living room. The compressed air condensed in an instant. The elder's face suddenly changed. Legs are weak. Kneel down involuntarily. You must know that their cultivation level is the highest. It's just the late stage of foundation building. Under this pressure, I can't even stand firm in battle. My father was also forced to take 2 steps back. Qinghe quickly supported him. Qinghe raised his head, face full of shock and ecstasy. This is the pressure of Yuaning Qi. An elder spoke tremblingly. Young master, how can you be Yuaning Qi? Father's eyes turned red instantly. He is holding a cane, walking tremblingly in front of me. Reach out and touch my face. He was so excited that he couldn't even utter a complete sentence. Just keep nodding. There have never been any monks from the Yuanying period. Last time. They are still from the generation of the family head's grandfather. And I am only 22 years old this year. This looks at the entire elf. They are all geniuses who can shock everyone. This is really God blessing my Jiang family. The Jiang family is saved. As soon as the young master comes back, our Jiang family will be saved. Qingge's eyes are full of admiration. I look at these people in front of me. There is a warmth in my heart. But the way you look at me has completely changed. That's a kind of awe, mixed with unconcealable fanaticism. Because they know, the 15-year-old Jiang family's #1 genius who is famous for moving elves. That was once known as a once-in-a-century kendo prodigy. Really back, and stronger than before. I looked around, finally spoke. I have something to ask for. Jinga, what is there to ask for or not to ask for from each other? We promise you everything. I nodded. For some reasons. In coming back this time. Can't let the outside world know. I have recovered my cultivation level. At least before the sword sect selection. Can't let anyone know about this. So please, help me keep this secret. Several elders in the living room looked at each other. Immediately understood my intention. Don't worry, young master. This life of old age. They were all saved by the young master. Young masters matter. Even if I die, I won't tell you. From today onwards, the Jiang family will close its doors and thank guests. No matter who comes to visit. Unified foreign policy. The young master and I are seriously ill. See no one. If outsiders ask about the young master's current situation, just say that the young master came home to treat his illness. Father turned his head again. Look at me firmly. Jinna. As long as you are here. Jiang family revitalized. Just around the corner. Dad, don't worry. Belongs to me, Jiang Jin. No one can take it away. Several elders in the living room finished listening. They all bowed their hands heavily. Rest assured, we are waiting for this day. Sunset through curtains. Shining in diagonally. I'm looking out the window. But I think of another person in my heart. Qiao Qingyu. These 3 years. What on earth did he go through? Why did he become like that? This question. I have to ask him myself. The night is getting darker. The whole Jiang family is behind closed doors for rectification. All the servants in the mansion were restrained by their father. Don't reveal even a word to anyone. I sit alone in the study and practice with my eyes closed. The kendo spirit in the body is pouring in continuously. They are like rivers that have stopped flowing for many years. Rejoining my meridians. The system's beeps kept ringing in my mind. The progress of these training sessions has far exceeded expectations. I can feel it clearly. The meridians in the body that have been silent for 3 years is recovering inch by inch. Those foundations that were secretly eaten by the Shen family. It is growing back at a speed visible to the naked eye. But just when I was obsessed with practicing, there was a gentle knock on the study door. "Young master. Come in." I opened my eyes. The door was pushed open gently. Qinghe walked in holding a tray. There is a gilded invitation on the tray. He walked up to me. "Looks a little complicated, young master. Someone just sent an invitation. It was sent by the Qiao family. The servant said Miss Qiao Qingyu invites you. Tomorrow morning we will go to Disheng House for a banquet." I didn't take it immediately. Just looking at that invitation. Deshenglu is the largest and most luxurious restaurant in Jinling. It is also the social center of Jinling's top forces. Qingyu chose this place to entertain me. A bit interesting. I reached out and took the invitation over. My fingertips touched the gold-gilded texture. The words on the invitation were clearly written by Qingyu. That handwriting is so familiar to me, but it's much sharper than I remember. It's no longer the round girly character, but with a sense of vigor. It's like there's a knife edge hidden in the strokes. "Young master, how about I go and get her back? He invites you to a banquet at this time." I definitely didn't have any good intentions. I shook my head. "It doesn't have to be this way. You'll just go." Qinghe looked at me worriedly. I smiled calmly. "I want to see it with my own eyes. What has he become in the past 3 years?" Qinghe wanted to speak but stopped. Finally, I bowed my head and backed out. I'm the only one left in the study. I put the invitation on the table, fingertips lightly tapping on the table. I awakened to the single God-seeking system when I was a teenager. But the first person to discover my talent, not my father. It was the then administrator of Jinling. That is Qingyu's father. At that time, Mr. Qiao came to visit in person. Said he would take me with him and teach him personally. Since then, I spend time at Qiao's house almost every day. Mr. Qiao taught me how to practice. Teach me layout. Teach me connections. Treat me as your own. The Jiang family and the Qiao family also started to have good relations from that time on. And Qingyu naturally became my closest childhood companion. Every time I practiced swordplay at Qiao's house, she was watching from the sidelines. "Every time you see me, Brother Jing, I want to marry you when I grow up." I was still young then. Just think it's a kid's joke. Later she grew up slowly. That sentence hasn't changed. She started giving me broken swords she made by herself. Every scrap has my name embroidered on it. I could already see her feelings at that time. But there was only one thing on my mind at that time. Just stay single for 20 years. Become an invincible swordsman as soon as possible. And I always treat her as my sister. I can only pretend to turn a blind eye to her advances. Later, he deliberately distanced himself from her. She cried and made trouble about this. He also came to Jiang's house to bet on me, but every time I sent her back with a straight face. Until after the pear blossom banquet 3 years ago, I decided to join the Shen family. That time I left in a hurry. Not even a word of farewell was left for her. We had no contact for 3 whole years. I kiss. Qingyu. What happened to you in the past 3 years? The next morning, dressed in white, there is a most common iron sword on his waist, walked out of Jiang's house alone. I didn't use the flying tip and went directly to. Instead, I walked slowly over there. I want to see what changes have occurred in Jinling in the past 3 years. People are coming and going on the streets of Jinling City. The clothes of pedestrians on the road are brighter than 3 years ago. There are also a few more restaurants on the street. You can walk a few streets away where the Jiang family once opened a shop. The atmosphere is obviously different. Isn't that Jiang Jin? I heard that the Shen family just drove me back yesterday. He still has the nerve to go out. Pity the Jiang family. Then he started to whisper and saw me from a distance. Now he is going to be dragged down by such a piece of ruins. I turned a deaf ear. Just stay still and move forward. Because of these voices, I've heard too much in the past 3 years. After crossing another street, the 3 golden characters of Disheng Tower come into view. Disheng building has 9 floors in total. The top floor private room. He is the only person from the top forces in Jinling. The only place to go. I just arrived at the door. A waiter quickly came over to greet him. But about Mr. Jiang. His attitude was respectful, but there is a hint of joking hidden in his eyes. Miss Qiao is already on the top floor. YA. Room. Arrived at the top floor. The waiter stopped outside a carved door. Inside please. I pushed the door open and entered. The private room on the top floor of the Shen building is very large. Exquisite tea sets are placed on the table. Xiao Qingyu is sitting on the main seat. Beside her stood two maids. Different from the Xiao Qingyu in memory. She used to always wear light-colored breast skirts. Looks pretty and pretty. Like an orchid. But this woman in front of me. But wearing a bright red dress. Colorful eyes. High hairline. There is a gold-colored piece stuck sideways. Lips are also painted bright red. The moment I opened the door and walked in, she raised her eyes. They are obviously familiar eyes. But the eyes are so strange. It is no longer the smiling warmth of the past, but it's cold, still blinking with a hint of indescribable emotion. Jiang Jin, do you still know how to come back? I didn't answer her. Just stood at the door and looked at her quietly. Qingyu. Why? I didn't ask her why she annexed Jiang's property. I didn't ask her why she became like this. She smiled. She picked up the teacup in front of her. Why? You want to ask me why I annexed the Jiang family property? Still want to ask me? Why did it become like this? She put down the teacup. Look up at me again. Jiang Jin. When you left without saying goodbye 3 years ago, have you ever asked me why? There was a moment in my heart. That night you left. Her voice slowly dropped. You'll go to Jiang's house to find you. Your father told me. You have already moved into the Shen family. I don't believe it. I ran to the door of Shen's house to question. But people from the Shen family, they didn't even let me in. I clenched my fists. A whole month. I go to Shen's house every day to ask for permission. Just to see you. I just want to hear it from your own mouth. Why did you leave? Her eyes are a little red. I didn't know until later. It was the Shen family that blocked the news. It's the Shen family that won't let anyone get close to you. But at that time, I have become a joke to the whole Jinling. She picked up the teacup, looking at the tea in the cup. During that time, I lay in bed and thought about it for a long time. Finally figured out a way. I will let the Jiang family collapse bit by bit. Maybe wait until the day when the Jiang family will be completely finished. You, the young master of the Jiang family, will come back, right? It turns out that I won the bet. You are back now. I was silent for a long time. Qingyu. That letter was forged by the Shen family. I never wrote that letter. I moved into the Shen family. It was also framed by Shen Yuyao. In the past 3 years, I and the outside world have completely cut off contact. Her pupils suddenly contracted. I took something out of my sleeve. That's a dark tunnel. She made it for me with her own hands back then. I've been hiding it close to my body. Haven't left my body for 3 years. Qingyu. Do you still recognize this? She looked at the internodal tunnel. The whole person trembled suddenly. Red lips slightly open. But I can't say a word. The two maids looked at each other. Quietly withdrew. There are only 2 of us left in the room. 2 long time later. She just spoke, but the voice was shaking badly. Then why haven't there been any letters in the past 3 years? It was the Shen family that locked me up. I can't even contact my biological father. Jiang Qing. Her tears finally fell. Smash it on that bright red dress. Then those things I did. Swallowed up so much of your Jiang family's property. She can't talk anymore. The whole person started covering his face and crying loudly. I looked at her. I can't tell what it feels like. Qingyu. I don't care about what you do. But the Jiang family's industry. I want to take it back. She raised her head with tears on her face. Start nodding vigorously. Okay. I will ask people to return all those properties. I waved my hand to stop. That's not necessary. Before the selection of Jin Zone, you still need to enter as usual. She was stunned. Brother Qin. React immediately. Eyes become complicated. Have you not become a useless person? I smiled. No answer. Everything is left unsaid. Just then, there was a sound of footsteps outside Sister Ya's door. Then a series of talking and laughing got closer and closer. Qingyu wiped her tears. Get your appearance in order quickly. His face returned to that proud look. He winked at me. I understand. Cixi, who had retreated to the side again, sat down. This time, the descendants of wealthy elves, who should be elves, are arriving one after another. After all, the elegance of the top floor of the Victory building. It's not like Qingyu decided just to treat me to dinner. Sure enough, Yiji's door was pushed open. A group of people came in one after another. The leaders are all descendants of respectable elven families. Yang Xingwen from the Yang family is also among them. He saw me as soon as he entered the door. And the one who finally walked in. It's a middle-aged man wearing a purple robe. His face is light and his skirt is light. Equipped with a simple long sword. The whole popularity is extraordinary. My heart moved. I guess this person is probably from the sword sect. I didn't expect Qingyu to have such connections. The middle-aged man in purple robe sat down next to the main seat. Qingyu stood up and said politely. Elder Lin came from afar. The clear moon shines brightly. The middle-aged man in purple robe smiled slightly. Miss Qiao, you're welcome. I have an idea. The party will start soon. The young master of the Lin family picked up the wine glass. First to speak, I said, Miss Qiao. The people you invited to this banquet are all young talents from Jinling. Why did you hire a loser? His eyes deliberately glanced at me. Show an exaggerated expression. Oops. I'm sorry, Mr. Jiang. I'm a straightforward person. Yang Xingwen on the side. Take the call immediately. Brother Lin, don't you know? Master Jiang now have washed their hands in a golden basin, claiming that he no longer participates in kendo. The whole Yajian reminds me of a burst of laughter. Lin Kun's gaze. He also glanced at me lightly, then stopped following. Obviously in his eyes. I'm a waste. Not worth a second glance from him. Young Master Lin stood up. Come to me. All smiles. But his eyes are full of sarcasm. Master Jiang. Not as good as this. Long time no see. How about we discuss together? Just let Mr. Lin take a look. The style of our younger generation in Jinling. Everyone in the private room is looking at me, waiting to see me make a fool of myself. Qingyu is sitting in the main seat, frowned slightly. But in the end he didn't say anything. I put down the teacup in my hand. Since the young master of the Lin family wants to learn from each other, then let's discuss. The young master of the Lin family was stunned. Obviously he didn't expect me to say yes. Good. Master Jiang is indeed Master Jiang. Brother Lin, please be merciful. Young Master Jiang is now a useless person. I can't withstand your blow. Yang Xingwen on the side immediately took over the words. I ignored him. Just stood up silently. Walked to the open space in the center of the private room. The young master of the Lin family also followed. Talk about long braids at the waist. His current cultivation level is in the middle stage of Jindan. It is also considered to be the top level among the younger generation in Jinling. Qingyu stood up, looking at me worriedly. Master Lin, please. The young master of the Lin family laughed. Raise your hand and stab with a sword. Seeing light so fast that it is almost invisible. He had no intention of giving me face at all. All he wants is to knock me down with one blow. Make me look stupid in public. It's a pity that he is facing me. My right hand slowly raised. Gently pinch it with 2 fingers. The entire private room was instantly quiet. Because of the sword of the young master of the Lin family. Caught between my 2 fingers. Not only suppressed. Still motionless. The face of the young master of the Lin family suddenly changed. He tried his best to activate his spiritual power. The sword seems to be nailed between my fingers. Can't move an inch. Immediately afterwards. A coercion spreads from me. That's the pressure of Yuan Yingqi. Lin Kun's expression changed and he stood up suddenly. The young master of the Lin family opposite. Falling to his knees with a plop. The whole face is earth-colored. The sword also came out of my hand. He squirted. Fresh. How could you be Yuan Yingqin? I put my hands behind my back. Scanned the whole place lightly. The Shen family said you would believe me if I was abolished. A bunch of fools. Lin Kun's eyes were locked tightly on me. There was surprise in his eyes at first. Then there is scrutiny. Finally turned into appreciation. Qingyu is sitting on the main seat. Cheeks reddish. Those beautiful eyes are shining. The light that cannot be concealed. Lin Kun stood up and walked to me. Young man. What's your name? I bow my hand. Jiang family. Jiang Jin. Lin Kun's eyes flashed with golden light. It turned out to be the young master of the Jiang family. I have long admired your name. Elder Lin is polite. A little prestige is not worth mentioning. Young man. Sword sect selection in 3 days' time. You must come. I nod. The junior was going to go. Lin Kuan laughed. That's good. I'm waiting to see you shine. Yang Xingwen sat in the corner. His face is uglier than that of a dead person. The young master of the Lin family was helped down by a servant. Those wealthy children in the private room. No one dares to look at me anymore. The banquet ended hastily. After the meeting, Qing Yu sent me downstairs. He spoke softly. Brother Jing. Be careful when selecting sword sect. The Shen family will not let you go. I nodded and agreed. 3 days later. Sword sect selection officially begins. The location is Qingyuntai outside Jinling City. All the geniuses from Dongju gather here. But thousands of people have gathered on Qingyuntai. The preliminary question this time is the sword will test. A stone tablet of sword intention will be erected in front of each person. Just release the sword intention. The stone tablet will emit corresponding light. The brighter the light, the stronger the sword intention. I was placed in an inconspicuous position. I vaguely feel. The examiners next to me looked wrong. Because their eyes stayed on me for an extra long time. I suddenly sneered in my heart. These 8% are members of the Shen family. As expected, they had planned some tricks in advance. I turned on my consciousness and scanned around. Sure enough, it was 3 feet below my feet. A very small formation disk is buried. It's a suppression formation. As long as I release my arrow, this formation will secretly weaken my arrow intent. Then it is estimated that these examiners will use the excuse that the arrow is too weak. You'll be kicked out for cheating. Or just judge me as a rotten fish and charge up the money. Kick me out of selection. The Shen family's abacus is really good. What a pity. This time the Shen family's opponent is me. It will be my turn for the assessment soon. The examiner looked at me coldly. General. Please release the sword intention. I nodded. The kendo energy in my body. It's basically restored now. That's what the system gives. Sword immortal level sword intent. I calmed down. Sword intent. Release. Just hear a bang. The small formation plate under my feet was the first to break. Immediately afterwards, the sword intention stone tablet in front of you. It was also directly shattered by an invisible sword intent. Become a sky full of stone debris. Just like that, the sword intention never stopped. It continues to spread around. All the geniuses still standing around. They all fell to the ground with a plop and were pressed down by the sword. The examiner froze in place. Dare not move or speak. Far away in the stands. The expressions of the Shen family members suddenly changed. The leader is none other than the second elder of the Shen family. He was about to get up, but he was grabbed by Deputy Shen next to him. Sword immortal level Jieni. We have been gnawing away at his original sword energy for 3 years. The entire Qingyuntai is a plan to die first. Immediately afterwards, a shocking discussion broke out. Who is this person? Sword immortal level sword 1. Several elders of Jianzhong stood on the high platform. Lin Kun's eyes flashed with golden light. Nodded with satisfaction. The deputy city will be held in the afternoon of the same day. The rules are one-on-one random duels. Just hold on to the ring for 3 games. Can be promoted. After the deputy market starts. I'm the first to step into the ring. As a result, the one who challenged me first. It's actually Yang Xingwen. He gritted his teeth. Jian, I don't know what means you use. Restored his cultivation, but today? I want to beat you back to your original shape. I didn't speak. Just take out the ordinary railway handle from your waist. Yang Xingwen roared angrily. Charged up first, he himself is in the late stage of Jindan, the younger generation in Jinling. Inside. Next 3 games. I don't even bother to use my sword. Pick your opponent off the ring at will. Wait until the 3rd game is over. The new genius that Shen Yuyao had his eye on finally came up. She is a young and handsome monk. Even at such a young age, I have reached the early stage of incarnation. It is the selection seed cultivated by the Shen family with a lot of money this time. As soon as she got on the stage, just put on a condescending attitude. General, I heard that you don't know how to appreciate others. How dare you provoke the Shen family? I don't speak anymore. I saw a sword light explode. In an instant, her sword was knocked away by my sword, falling outside the stone staff. And the tip of my sword, it was already on his throat. His whole body was shaking, but he didn't dare to move. Everyone in the arena was stunned. Unexpectedly, in the early stage of incarnation, You can't even take a single move in my hand. I put away my iron sword and turned around to cry. The deputy city also officially announced that it was over. The Shen family next to them also fully realized. I have become their biggest threat. That night, I just returned to the inn. An extremely fierce sword energy broke through the window and entered. It is the realm of the later stage of the cause. 80% of them were also sent by the Shen family to die. I waved my sword energy casually. The dead soldier didn't even react. The whole person was cut into 2 pieces by my sword. But I didn't stop. Instead, he flew directly to the temporary destiny of the sword sect assessment, throwing the body in front of several elders. I speak, cold voice. Elder Lin. This should be a dead soldier sent by the Shen family. He probably wanted to destroy my cultivation during the selection period. Lin Kun's face instantly became extremely gloomy. Several elders on the sidelines were even more furious. Sword sect selection has always been sacred and inviolable. The Shen family dares to take action at this time. It's just a slap in the face of the entire sword sect. The final is set on the 3rd day. In the end, there were only 8 people left. Me and the 7 geniuses who transformed into artifacts. First game. I faced a monk who turned into a god and had energy in his body. I no longer suppress my cultivation. The kendo spirit in the body is completely perfect. At that moment, I felt that I was in control of the sword of heaven and earth. The entire arena together with the opponent. They were all reduced to powder by my sword energy. Breakthrough. My cultivation is under the attention of thousands of people. Officially entered the realm of transformation into gods. 22-year-old transformation god. Throughout the history of Jianzhong. All unheard of. Next few games. I don't even bother to draw my sword. Just a little bit with your fingertips. The opponent was knocked away by the sword energy. The last game of the final. What I am facing is a veteran genius from Qingyun Mountain. He is also a player in the late stage of becoming a god. I knocked him off the ring with one strike of my sword. That's it. I successfully won the first prize in the sword sect selection. The entire Qingyuntai erupted into deafening cheers. Several elders of the sword sect. It even flew down from the high platform, competing to accept me as a disciple. This time I failed. I lacked a successor. I like you. In the end, the leader of the sword sect himself fell from the clouds. Young man. I want to accept you as my direct disciple. Would you like? The whole Qingyundai season is like death in an instant. What an honor it is to be personally passed down by the master of the sword sect. Disciple pays homage to master. The sect leader laughed, and the entire sword sect was shocked. The Jiang family also took advantage of my battle to become the #1 gate in Jinling overnight, and the Shen family also became the laughing stock of all the wealthy families. Everyone was talking behind their backs. That night, Mr. Shen came to my door in person and wanted to ask for my forgiveness. I stood in front of Jiang's house and looked at him coldly. When you broke off the engagement, did you ever think that this day would happen? Mr. Shen raised his head, his face full of regret and unwillingness. General, I just ask you to let the Shen family go for the sake of our 3-year relationship as husband and wife. Spousal love. Those 3 years. Every moment I spent in the Shen family. It's all suffering. Mr. Shen's face instantly turned pale. I don't look at him anymore. See off guests. Mr. Shen stood outside Jiang's house for a long time. Finally left with a dejected face. And him standing at the gate of Jiang's house. Look up at the night sky. The moonlight in the sky is cold. Sprinkle on me. I know. My invincible journey has just begun.